What is going on, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Belief Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. As always, I'm joined by the co-executive directors of Vibes. We got Bridget Flores and Julio Monterosa. What's going on, y'all?
What up, what up?
What up, what it do?
We're Cozy Gang on the couch again today because we have another Zoom guest on the show from the Vancouver Whitecaps and the Jamaican national team. It's our pleasure to welcome Javain Brown to the show. What's going on, Javain?
Yeah, I'm just here. I just want to say thank you to you guys for having me on the show. I really appreciate it, and I'm just here excited to get started.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's the pleasure's ours, man. Like you're the guest here. We want to make sure you're feeling at home. But what's good with you? Are you in Jamaica right now? What's the off season been like for you since MLS season ended?
I've been in Jamaica for the past probably 2 weeks, but I still have my program that I have to do every day. So I got a trainer that I'm working with to stay fit, because the season is about to start soon. Actually I have to report by the 5th or the 6th of January. And then I think we start practicing on the 10th or the 11th. So yeah, I have to stay fit.
Yeah, one of my dreams is to go to Jamaica. I've been trying to practice my patois, but it's not really good. All I got is guaguan, brother. And see, but I'm trying to work. I'm trying to go to Jamaica. My youngest brother played college soccer in Connecticut, and all his teammates were Jamaican. So I drank some white rum, got the beef patties. I'm ready. I'm ready to go to Jamaica.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a drinker, so I don't know about that.
Hey, no, that's on camera. On camera,
on camera, yeah.
Allegedly, yeah. No,
the white rum will have you feeling nice.
Yeah.
So what's that off-season program like? Is this something that the club puts forth for you guys, or is it something that you're doing on your own?
Yeah, I mean, the club give us a program to work off, but obviously every trainer has their different perspective of stuff that we do. So I also use his stuff and the club stuff. It's not only what the club gives us, but the club gives us program for each and every day.
Nice. And do you go to Jamaica every off season? Is that something you've been doing?
Yeah, I have to, because this is where all my family's at. I mean, I don't like the cold, and right now Vancouver is freezing, so I have to come home.
What do you miss the most about leaving? When you leave Jamaica, what do you miss the most?
The food, to be honest.
The food?
Yeah. I miss my family too,
That makes sense.
What's the first dish you get when you come home?
The first dish, it's a lot, but I don't want to talk because I'm not a good eater, to be honest. I come to Jamaica, I get some KFC. It's probably not as good in America, but in Jamaica, it's one of the best things.
So you miss the food. You said you miss the food, and then the first thing you get when you come home is a KFC?
Yeah, man, you got to get some jerk chicken with the plantain and the rice, brother. Come on, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying the KFC in Canada or America and Jamaica is too different. In Jamaica, KFC is something different.
So it's better.
Everyone, it's 100% better than America or Canada.
So when you say you miss the food, you miss KFC. You miss the Jamaica KFC.
No, I miss everything, but that's the first thing that I grab when I get off.
That's hilarious.
That's your go-to.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
So what makes it different? Is it like is it a different secret ingredient, a secret blend of spices, or is it crispier chicken or what?
They probably put different seasoning on it, to be honest. It's way different than America. And in America, KFC is the worst thing ever. I don't really eat that. When you come back to Jamaica, that's the first thing. And we have one close to the airport, so it's like 5 minutes. Yeah. So I have to grab one before I go home.
What's your go-to order?
It's a lot. It's spicy chicken, or they call a sandwich called zinger. Spicy zinger. It's a lot of food that you could take from the KFC.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Basketball is back, and Bet Online remains your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at Bet Online. And as your continued source for all sports wagering information, Bet Online features live betting, free contests, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events, whether that's NFL, NBA, NHL, MMA, tennis, boxing, or even golf. Head to betonline.ag, that's betonline.ag, to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. Bet online, where the game starts. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's true though, because
I mean, jerk chicken is an everyday meal. You could make jerk chicken overseas too, you know?
yeah,
You could just buy the chicken, put jerk seasoning on it, and make it yourself.
But the KFC is one of a kind. You can't get that anywhere else.
You can't get that anywhere else.
no, yeah, because in El Salvador the menu is different with Pizza Hut. They sell pupusas out there as well. So like,
Yeah.
I think it's like different countries had different thing on the menu.
Yeah. Like and
It does.
yeah, in the Philippines, McDonald's, they got the spaghetti. They got the Filipino spaghetti.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah. It's great. That's
Crazy.
interesting.
So we have to go to Jamaica. First thing we gotta try when we go to Jamaica is KFC.
KFC.
KFC. There we go.
Add it to the bucket list.
Add it to the bucket list.
No, but so have you been keeping up with the World Cup?
Yeah, I watch it, but you know, my country's not in it. My
Yeah.
country didn't make it, so I don't really watch it like that. But I watch it.
Yeah. How tough is it? Obviously, you know, you being a part of the qualifying, the squad that went through qualifying earlier this year, and parts of last year. But how tough is it to watch? You know, when you have that feeling that you know you could be there.
I mean, it's really tough, especially when you play against teams that are in the World Cup right now, and you know, things didn't go well for us. You know, it's a lot of issues that I can't even state on camera, but we know inside what happened. You know, how everyone blaming the players and stuff like that, but it hurts when we really don't have organization from the bigger heads, you know, the guys on top. And it really messed up that we had so many quality players that could have pushed us to make it to the World Cup, and it didn't happen, you know. And when you sit and watch it, and you're like, oh shit, like we could have really been on this stage, you know. I mean, look at Costa Rica. I mean, they're probably not the most talented team, but their bond makes them, you know, much better than a lot of team, and their fighting spirit. So, you know, that's something that we have to work on, to be honest. And you know, 2026 World Cup, hopefully we're gonna be there.
Yeah, and that's crazy because Jamaica was in everybody's list. It was one of the top 3 teams. Canada was not even on the list. It was the U.S., Mexico, and Jamaica, just because of the hype you guys had over bringing the England Jamaican players coming to play with you guys. What do you think was the factor when all that turned around? Because Costa Rica stopped their league for the last, I believe, month, so like they can focus only on World Cup qualifiers. What do you think Jamaica could have done better for you guys to be there in that World Cup now?
I mean, the organization, you know, and the players, we could have done better, but it's not only us. You know, we need the probably not even the coaches, but the president or everyone that does it. It's just we had struggles in a lot of areas that a lot of people don't know about, but we don't speak out on it because we don't want to really put down the federation, you know. So we hope that they look into themselves and fix everything going forward, so we could make it to the next World Cup. Because the quality, the level of players that we have, you know, we have a lot of quality players. You know, we have a lot of players playing in England, playing in the Championship, even playing in MLS, playing in Europe, all around the world. So I hope they look into themselves and give us a chance to prove it to each and everyone that we could make it to the next World Cup.
Yeah, 2026, Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. are already out the way. What do you think the possibilities of being that number 1 team coming out of CONCACAF can be for Jamaica?
I mean, it's not impossible. You know, it's possible for us as long as we stay together. I mean, we got a new coach. You know, I think he really knows what he wants from each and every player. You know, he's setting foundations. You know, so as I said before, I hope the federation help him to lead us to the World Cup.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about the experience of playing with the national team. Like, what does it mean to put the, not only play for your country, but what is it like, having, playing alongside such a talented group of different players?
I mean, yeah, we have probably 35 players, 35 different mindset, but when we come together, we are like families, everyone stick together, and it's always a great feeling representing your country when you step on the field, knowing that your parents, your friends, your families just watching you out there, wanting to do your best. It's just a different feeling playing for your country than playing for any other stage. Not even playing for clubs. Playing for your country is the biggest achievement that a soccer player could make. So it's always important that we have to go out there and fight, and it's always a great achievement each and every time we step out on that field.
Yeah. Is there added pressure that comes with playing with the national team?
Say that again.
Is there added pressure that comes with playing for the national team?
I mean, there's pressure playing soccer itself. It doesn't matter if it's a national team or not. Every time you step out on the field, there's a pressure. It's your job, so you got to get it done. Yeah, but you asked a good question. I mean, it's a different type of pressure when you have the whole country depending on you to get results. It's different from clubs. And when this is where you live, this is where you have to go back, this is your homeland, then it's a lot of pressure.
All right, so playing in the CONCACAF, which was one of the hardest stadiums, besides playing in Jamaica, which was one of the hardest stadiums, playing in that conference, because you hear a lot of noise about some of the field conditions, some of the fans from different smaller countries in Central America, Mexico, and the U.S., Canada. Which one was the hardest place to play in the qualifier?
I would say El Salvador. That place is no one likes to go down there. It's somewhere that they love the sport, to be honest, and their fans are really behind the team, crazy. Like it's not a big country. They probably don't have the development or the quality of players, but every time they step on the field, especially traveling to there, it's crazy. They're gonna fight, and it's gonna always be a tough game.
Yeah, I'm Salvadorian. That Cus Catalan is not a pretty sight to play in. The fans
Yeah,
get kind of rowdy. I've been to a game there once. Had the pleasure to be there, but yeah, it is kind of crazy right there.
yeah. El Salvador is probably one of the toughest places to go and play. Honduras too. Honduras is hard, but I don't know what's going on. They haven't been. But back in the days when we used to play against them, it used to be a dog fight, to be honest, because they used to have their fans behind them, and they're not pretty fans. They're dirty fans, to be honest. Like it's nothing good, to be honest. Their fans is behind their team, and like obviously they don't want us to win, so they're gonna do anything. Fans like that really help their team, to be honest. Like El Salvador and Honduras is probably the two most difficult places in the CONCACAF to really go and play.
What's the craziest thing you've seen or heard from an opposing fan, when you're out there?
I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I can't say it over camera, but you know, but it's really bad in South America. Everyone knows that in South America they love the sport differently. They take soccer like differently. They love it.
Yes.
That's their bread and butter. That's what they like people feed their family on. So, playing in South America itself is really hard. So you travel to Honduras, Mexico, Panama, El Salvador. It's tough. It's always tough. And we have to play Mexico next year. To see if we qualify for the semifinal of the Nations League.
Yes.
We have to go there and get 3 points. It's not going to be easy for us, but we know what it's going to take. So we have to do what we have to do.
As a Salvadorian, I'll be rooting for you guys.
Yeah. I'm Mexican, so I'm like, good luck. But you were talking about, like being a part of the Jamaican national team. I was watching a documentary not too long ago, and I saw that Andre Blake was talking about how when someone joins the team for the first time, they have to sing a song. I wanted to ask you about that.
Was it Cheater's Prayer by Christopher Martin?
It's a tradition that we have over the years. It's probably not the easiest thing to do. Not everyone has the same type of vibe, but you have to do it. From the coaching staff to the players, we have to sing. Players have to dance. It's just something that we do for fun. And it's just something to get each and every new players familiar with each and every one and be comfortable. So that's something that we do.
What song did you sing?
I had to sing like 2-3 times, so I don't even remember.
Did you have to dance too?
Why 2-3 times? Is it because every time you made it to like under 17, 20?
Yeah, it's because when I was in high school here, I used to play for the national team. Then I went to college. Then I wasn't getting called, so I got back called, and they said to me that that was a long time ago. So I had to sing again.
No, you got to tell one of the 3 songs. What was one of the songs?
You remember?
You remember one
the
song?
most
Come on.
recent one.
I sing about Molly, probably.
Right.
I remember the other songs, but I think the last song that I sang was a Shaggy. To be honest,
It wasn't you.
Austin, I remember that. in Austin when we played the US, last year.
So who's the best? Who's the best singer on the team?
The English guys really they try and they do their thing.
They try. He said they try.
They try their best.
They act like they know the songs, and they don't know it. When they start singing it, they try to feed off us. They let us sing so they could get it. They don't really know the songs, and it's really funny that they're trying to sing, but they don't know the songs.
Is it their patois not all there, or what is it?
Nah, they know it, but they don't know the words.
Okay.
To be honest.
They start mumbling.
They start mumbling.
Yeah, they start mumbling, and it's funny, to be honest.
So yeah, that is funny. I know in El Salvador, because my brother played pro soccer in El Salvador. When you first make it to a team, you gotta shave your head bald. You guys don't have
that's not something that a Jamaican would do.
They don't haze, Julio. They don't haze. They build community.
My brother had a picture when he first game playing pro. He had that bald head. I couldn't stop laughing for like 3 days.
Nah, that's not something that you could get a Jamaican guy.
You guys are different.
Yeah, we're different, man.
So is the singing and the dancing, is that separate, or is that in the same category? Do you have to dance for a certain
I mean, you could choose if you want to sing or dance, to be honest. A lot of guys don't like singing, so singing and dancing is a part of Jamaican culture, to be honest, and singing too. So it's whatever you want to do. I'm not a dancer, so I didn't dance.
So you're strictly vocal pipes.
Yeah, I try to sing. I'm not a singer though, but I try.
No, yeah, but the Jamaican fan base, the Reggae boys, they all know, like every time you see them play, like when they play in the US, you see the fans coming out, having the drums, having the great music, playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always a good time around Jamaicans.
Yeah, it's a culture, Jamaicans always try to make people laugh, to be honest.
So you mentioned some of the English guys. Mikhail Antonio is one of them. He's had just a really fantastic, stellar career playing in England. What was it like when he came to the team? What kind of vibe did he bring? Was it was he welcoming to the team? Was it like was he part of the team from day one? What was that like when he came through?
I mean, he's a really great person outside of soccer, to be honest. His personality is really good. He knows the game. He's experienced, so he tries to help the youngsters, and he also speaks out for us, because he has a name, he has hype, so he's the one that could speak. He's really a great person, to be honest. And to play with someone like that is always a great pleasure. But outside of soccer, he's a really great person. Like a funny guy. He tries to joke now and then. He's really a careful guy. He caring. Like if he sees something is wrong with a player, he really take the time out to go speak to that player and try to cheer him up or something.
And what did he sing and dance too, or did he pull the big league card?
Yeah, he sings.
Okay,
He
all
did
right.
sing. He did sing.
Was he one of the better English guys, or was it like bless his heart, he tried?
Nah, he's not. He's not a singer. He's not a singer, to be honest.
He said he tried.
He tried his best. He tried his best.
Yeah, he tried his best.
He should have danced instead.
Not a singer.
But going back to the World Cup, we saw Canada. You play in Vancouver, obviously, and we saw Canada get a lot of hype going into the tournament. Obviously, finishing atop CONCACAF. I think the sport's really grown in the country over the last couple of years, especially, and now you've seen it. Starting to get traction. Have you seen that with the Whitecaps? Is that something that you've seen, and what has that been like for you?
I don't know much about Canada, to be honest, but from what I have seen, they have a great bunch of players that they're together. They fight for each other. They stick together. Federation been helping them. So they really surprise each and every one, to be honest. But from the experience that I had in Vancouver and the way I see things been going, I've seen that they're taking the sport really seriously, to be honest. And they have players playing in top league in Europe. So I think they have something that Jamaican don't have, to be honest, in terms of equipments, money, and everything. Our federation's probably not doing the best to help the players. A lot of people think that when we come to the national team, we make money, but a lot of our players, when we come here, we actually don't care about money, to be honest. Right. We do it for a country, but there are a lot of stuff that we would like to be better, but it's not better. And that's the difference between Canada and us, organization, coaching, equipments, just everything. The way they do stuff is better than us, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
go for it. Sorry.
I think we're gonna get better, to be honest, because as I said before, the coach that we have now brought Iceland team to the World Cup, to be honest. So he knows what it takes to take a team to the World Cup.
If you could name one thing, what will be that one thing? A better field, whatever it could be. What will be that one thing to get Jamaica over that hump?
Better field, to be honest. In Jamaica, we don't know how to really get a proper pitch. And it really affect the players. It's not only fields; it's about timing of everything with lights, just timing of when we arrive to places, organization of just equipments and everything. It's not good, but that's not an excuse, to be honest. But that's stuff that affects the team.
Yeah, and I think you've seen the impact that like a federation can have, and there's been especially here in the U.S. the way that the game has kind of grown from the ground up over the last few years. What are some things that you think the federation? I mean, this is not like, obviously you're not responsible for this. Your job is to go out there, and perform on the field. But just from seeing, whether it's Canada, Europe, whoever, what are some steps that Jamaica can take, in addition to improving facilities and all that, but from an organizational perspective, what are some things that you'd like to see improve and take that next step forward?
They need to start treating the players better. They need to invest in us. They need to, it's like playing overseas, playing in the Major League Soccer. You see that your team value a lot. You see that your team get the necessary equipment, necessary program for you to get on top of your game. In Jamaica, they don't really do that. The development of soccer is not the same as other countries. I wouldn't say they don't love the sport, but I would say they don't take it seriously, to be honest. I'm not disrespecting the federation. It's my country. I love it. I really love playing for my country. But based off what I've seen, it's not just now. It's this stuff been happening for a long time. But as I said, I've seen it has been getting better. To be honest, they're trying. But I don't think we have the necessary funding to really help it. And that's something that they really need to do, go out there and try to get the necessary funding to really help the program.
All right, now going back to Canada. Canada has a big island community. How was it? Did that make it easier for you to fit in once you went to play for the Whitecaps?
No, it's not necessarily. I mean, it's a different culture. Everything is different, to be honest. But when I went to college, it helped me a lot, based off timing, based off just being professional, based off working hard. So I went to college. I took a little bit of time to really get going. But once I get going, I try to stay close to the coach. He had taught me a lot, So when I went to the Whitecaps, I had transfer over a lot. Obviously, the level was different, so I had to adapt. Can't be the God that I didn't take long to adapt to that.
How about the weather? Because I know, I mean, even in college, you went to the college in Florida.
Yeah.
Going to Vancouver, that's a big jump, right?
I mean, I didn't go to Vancouver first. We went to Salt Lake, and that's really cold.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Salt Lake is nothing easy to do, and when it gets hot in Salt Lake, it's really hot. So when I just got there, it was cold. I really had to take the time out to really put my mindset to it. I said, like, what's going on? Like, you can't give up. You need to stick to it. There's some days that I couldn't feel my toes, I couldn't feel my fingers, and it wasn't something good, to be honest. But when you have your family is depending on you, my mom depending on me, she has been there since I was born. So every time I feel like I get dismotivated or distracted, I always probably take the time out to really think about her, or probably I call her just to feed off her energy.
What would you say is the most important thing when playing in the cold? What's the first thing you have to bring? Is it the gloves? What is it? What do you do to succeed playing in the cold?
Yeah, I had to wear like 3 shirts, to be honest. I had to wear shorts and I had to wear sweatpants. But even wearing those stuff, it really doesn't help, to be honest, because when you sweat and it's cold, it's really bad. But in Vancouver, it's a different type of cold, to be honest, because it rains and every day when it's cold, and it rains, it snows, it yield. It's just something that, like, I'm saying, wow, to be honest, like, I never knew that I could have handled it, but I've gotten used to it, to be honest.
And now that you're there in Vancouver, have you had an opportunity to enjoy anything within the city, or like get used to it in any way besides the weather?
Vancouver is a different place. In the summer, it's nice, but you don't really have summer in Vancouver, to be honest. You have like 2 or 3 weeks of summer, like, because it's a place that the climate is really, it never gets too hot in Vancouver, so I enjoyed it. Because I live close to the water. It's a nice place. They have nice restaurants, but it's not a city for young people, to be honest.
Mm.
It's a city for families. When you have families, that's where you need to go live. It's not a city for like young guys like me, and it's not.
You gonna like Toronto way more.
Nah, it's not a city for enjoyment. It's a city for families because they have a lot of stuff hiking. You can go in the summer. You could go on a boat or something, or a jet ski. To be honest, the water is beautiful there. It's a lot of stuff to do when you have a family.
Yeah, but you're talking nightlife. You're
talking about nightlife. Yeah,
nightlife.
I'm still trying to go after
it. The nightlife in Vancouver is not good, to be honest.
Have you gone outside of Vancouver, like anywhere else in Canada?
Yeah, but Toronto is different. I've been to Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my friends there, and the nightlife in Toronto is different from Vancouver. Way different. 100% better.
Definitely, my friend got drafted to Toronto. And he told me stories about the nightlife there. So it was great.
Yeah, it's better.
So
it's better than Vancouver.
When you're on the road, I know it's pretty quick turnarounds. During the season when you're traveling, but do you get a chance to sample the nightlife during the season when you're traveling across the country?
Yeah, I remember we went out in San Jose last year. It was a good night. We went out with the team to be honest. We went out together, and San Jose is probably not the best city in Cali, but it's better than Vancouver. Yeah, we went out and we had a good time, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep. So is the team dynamic with the Whitecaps? I don't know how it differs from the Jamaican national team, but do you try to keep that same kind of fun atmosphere there, or what's the vibe like in the locker room?
I mean, yes. I mean, at the Whitecaps, it's welcome. You come in there, like, everyone treat you like family, to be honest. Like, I'm good with every player. Like, I tend to joke around a lot with them, to be honest. But it's different than when you come back to your national team. Speak the same language, you speak Patois, to be honest. So it's a different vibe from when you're at the Whitecaps. But I like to be with both teams, to be honest. But as I said, coming back, just be among like your peers, your Jamaican relatives. To be honest, it's no better feeling than that.
Who's in charge of the music in the locker room in the Whitecaps?
Say that again.
Who's in charge of the music, playing the music in the locker room?
That's Brian White. He's always on aux, to be honest.
He doesn't pass that chord. He doesn't pass the chord.
He doesn't pass the chord?
Nah, he plays Jamaican music, country music, Hispanic music.
Hey, at least he mixes it up,
I'm not a fan of country music. So I don't really listen. Every time he turns that on, I probably just walk away, to be honest.
Hey, but at least he mixes it up, though.
Yeah, he's a great
he doesn't
DJ.
just keep it on that country station.
Yeah, he plays rock. He plays everything, to be honest. But when he comes on to country music, I don't.
You gotta take it away from him.
I'm out of that. Yeah, I leave the locker room or something.
What about in the Jamaican national team? Who's in charge of the music there?
It's a lot of guys, to be honest. They play a lot of music. They play English music. Jamaicans really like English rap, to be honest. It really has a vibe. So the English guy would probably play English rap. And then, because they know the English guys that come to Jamaica, they know Jamaican music. In England, it's normal for them to listen to Jamaican music, so it's nothing to them. So it doesn't matter who's on aux, to be honest.
Yeah. So okay. So take us through the Whitecap season, right? Because it was kind of like there's ups and downs, right? You guys won the Canadian Championship. That's obviously a big deal. But when it came to the regular season, it was kind of like a little bit of a rocky season from start to finish. What were your thoughts on this, on the overall last season for the Whitecaps, and what are your prospects now as we draw nearer to the 2023 season?
I mean, personally, from my perspective, I mean, I'll talk about myself first. Really, it was an up and down season for me personally, because I got hurt a couple of times. There's the last 4 games I didn't play. I know a lot of people are going to ask me why. I can't share that right now, to be honest. But, from the team's perspective, I mean, we could have done better, to be honest. We know that we let a lot of fans down. We tried to fight at the end, but it just didn't work, to be honest. And sometimes the season has to be like that for a team to work, to really learn. Sorry. We won the Canadian Championship, which is a great achievement, to be honest. But we could have really done more. Just based off the quality players that we have, and just the facility and everything that we have. It's just we could have really done better, and I think that's something that the players are getting to understand right now, that we need to really step the bar up, and we really need to fight for the MLS, championship. Not just making the playoff, not just a team that wants to make the playoff, but a team that just hungry to win the MLS championship. And I think that's something that the team is working on.
Yeah, Tell me if I'm wrong. Sorry. Tell me if I'm wrong. Since you guys won the Canadian Championship, are you guys going to play Champions League as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in the Champions League.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's a great feeling. Not a lot of players or a lot of teams get a chance to really play in the Champions League. So when you play in the Champions League, it's always a great achievement. You have to go in there and take that seriously, because, playing against those teams are not easy. Those South American teams, they're coming because they want to win it. They want to win it, so it's not gonna be easy, especially when you have to travel to their country. It's not gonna be easy.
How hard is it playing in both leagues at the same time, in the MLS while playing the Champions League as well?
It's hard, and that's why teams have a big group of players. We have to rotate. Not all players. Not one player could play all games. Sorry, you have to mix it up, and that's not my decision. That's the coaching decision. But based off what I've seen, like teams that have been doing, not one player could play 40 games for the season, to be honest.
Yeah, and so talk about MLS, because I think the league has gotten it's obviously grown over the last few years. Whether it's more teams, younger players. What's that grind like because it's a long season too, a lot of travel, very physical. You're playing on turf a lot of the time too. So you got hurt a couple of times. What's like the grind like playing the entire MLS season?
I mean, not every player could do that. A lot of players in Europe, like the league, realize that the league is not something easily, because when you got to travel a day before the game, and then you have to travel back the same night after the game, it's not something easily. And when you got to play on the turf, it's like playing 2 games. It's just not something easy for your body. So you really have to take the time out to really push yourself and bend your mind of, okay, I have to do this because this is what I love, to be honest.
Yeah, and where do you see yourself in, maybe 5 years? Do you see yourself, because MLS has gotten a reputation also for, developing players and sending them off to other leagues. Do you see yourself growing? Is that something that you aspire to do?
Yeah, I always tell myself that I want to play in Europe, to be honest, and that's what I've been working on. I'm not trying to rush it, to be honest. I'm trying to take it a step at a time. I'm trying to learn and develop, and to be honest, I don't really get happy when I even play a good game, to be honest. I try to stay humble. I try to stay calm. Even if I play a good game, I try to see where I make mistakes and where I could get better, because there's always room for improvement. So I think that I would say I want to give myself 2 more years or 3 more years, but to be honest, wherever it takes me, I'm happy with it, because only God knows your destination. You don't really know it, to be honest, so I take it at a step at a time. I take it one day at a time.
And it's not easy to have to reflect on how you play, even though you played a good game. So when you're with your team with Vancouver with the Whitecaps, is there like a certain player you go to for advice or someone that you lean on more than others?
Yeah, not anymore to be honest. I used to have last year. I used to have Andy Rose. I used to coach at Seattle. Coming in as the first year, he really helped me a lot. He gave me the encouragement. He really pushed me to really, be a better player and be a better person. Because he had done the same stuff. He went to college and he got drafted at Seattle, and he know what it takes. So I really stick to him, and he really taught me a lot. I want to thank him for that, to be honest. But seven brothers, seven different mindset. Everyone has their stuff to take care of. So learning for the past 2 years, that you have to probably take every action into your own considerations and not lean on people to help you, to be honest, even though you really need someone to help you at times. But I've been trying to help myself, to be honest, first.
Yeah. Yeah, before we go, I know, Julio, you had some questions that you wanted to throw Javain. So he's going to get some quick rapid-fire questions, put you on the hot seat.
All right, let's start off with, besides the Whitecaps, what are the 3 best stadiums to play in the MLS?
I would say LAFC, Austin. I really like Dallas, to be honest. Dallas is a really great place to play, to be honest. I don't know why, but I really like it there.
It's that barbecue.
Yeah, to be honest.
Best place to eat in Vancouver?
Best place to eat in Vancouver. I mean, I don't really eat out. I'm not really a fan of.
Not KFC.
Nah. But I really like seafood. So I tend to go to a seafood restaurant. Captain Bowls. I don't know if anyone knows that. Captain Bowl. Yeah, that's where I go a lot. I tend to go there every time, like probably once a week or 2 times a week.
If any of us go to Jamaica, we'll be at 3 top places that we have to visit in Jamaica.
Duns River. That's a place that you could go. Sandals, White House. That's really a place that people would love, to be honest.
Well, that's a resort, though, right?
Yeah, that's a resort, but it's the beach is probably long. It's probably you can't even walk the whole entire beach, to be honest. And the water is clear, the food is great. It's just the setup is good, and you could visit Ocho Rios, to be honest. Kingston is a different. If you want to see Jamaica,
Kingston,
outside of beautiful and like other stuff, you could visit Kingston, even though we have stuff in Kingston to do.
All right. This is the battle of all battles. Jerk chicken or oxtail?
Oxtail.
I have not got into oxtail. I'm a big jerk chicken guy. I got to work my way up. No, but thank you so much for coming on, man. We really appreciate it. I'm happy here. Hope you guys beat Mexico. I'll be rooting for you guys.
Yeah, okay. Wait, who do you think is winning the World Cup?
Wait, I got one more question. Which has been because Jamaica is known for their great jerseys. Top 3 Jamaican jerseys that you like?
Say it again?
The jerseys, the Jamaican jerseys. National teams. Which one are the top 3 that you like? Because they've had so many good ones.
Yeah, we have a black one. We don't wear it a lot, but I have one at my house that I frame, to be honest.
Nice.
And, a lot of people try to get it off me, but
not for sale.
Not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen, to be honest. But we got a new sponsorship body, Adidas, so I think they're gonna release a new kit. Yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna be good,
baby. Yeah. Wait, Bridget, you had a question.
Yeah, I have a question. So who do you think is gonna win the World Cup? France or Argentina?
Oh my God, that's a really difficult question to answer, to be honest, because I played against Argentina and I know the quality that they have, but just based off the French group, to be honest, they have won the World Cup already, so I think they know what it's like, even though a lot of their players are injured, but the coach know what it's like to win the World Cup. So it's going to be a really interesting game, to be honest. I would bank on France, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're bringing Benzema back, so
Yeah,
That's
they
a
said he's
rumor. That's a
available.
rumor.
He's available.
Really?
Yeah. So this will be out after the final will have been played. So we'll see if Javain has the
We'll see if he
future
called it.
the future vision. Yeah.
Yeah, I think France will win, to be honest.
All right. Okay.
Sorry for the Argentinian fans. I don't know if they know.
I'm a
rooting for
Messi
Argentina.
fan. I'm a Messi
Yeah.
fan.
Messi, I'm doing it for Messi. I think it'll be a great story.
Okay, you're Latino, so you would.
I'm a little hurt because Argentina took Mexico out, but I'm a
You're
Messi
Mexican?
fan. Yeah.
Okay, be careful of what you say. in Mexico.
Yeah, no, I'm Salvadorian, so yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care. I want Jamaica to win. Mexico can lose, all I care.
You see what I have to deal with here.
Yeah. Normally you have to keep them separated, but you know.
Yeah, man.
All right, Javain, really appreciate you coming on. Wishing you the best of luck in the future. We'll be tapped in with you moving forward. But thanks to everybody who's watching. Shout out to Javain Brown. We'll put all the socials in the show notes and the description. This has been the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life. For Javain Brown, Julio Monterosa, Bridget Flores, I'm Randy Abushala. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll